What do you think about putting that in the show today?
Absolutely. I really like that. But how did you come up with that?
I was just thinking about what's the best way to serve the guys today on the MD and Chef Team show.
Yeah, and I was thinking, what about adding something like this to one of the pillars, just to empower, to equip them?
Beautiful. Oh, and may I say, speaking of beautiful, you look exceptionally gorgeous today, my dear.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh my gosh, I just noticed. I think it's time for the MD and Chef Team show.
Yay! Let's go!
The content in this show is for informational purposes only. It is not intended for medical advice. It does not take the place of medical advice or treatment from a physician or health professional. Listeners and viewers should consult their own doctor or a qualified healthcare professional for specific health and wellness concerns and questions. And now, let's start the MD and Chef Team show.
As that beautiful lady in the pre-video said, let's go! Hey, welcome to the MD and Chef Team show, as seen worldwide on the NGBN TV network. I'm Michael, nutritionist and chef here at Doctor on a Mission, and I'm joined by this amazingly beautiful woman here. Can you believe she is a medical doctor? And my beautiful wife and my partner in life for the last 43 years.
Many more to come.
And more.
There's going. More. But there's more.
I am so glad you're here today, hon. As always, we're going to have an amazing time today.
With everybody.
Yes.
Now, you may wonder, why are we here? Why is there an MD and Chef Team show? Or some people call us Doc and Chef, but that's okay. So don't be confused if you hear Doc and Chef. It's really the MD and Chef Team show. We're here because we want to help you become wealthy. Now, I know wealthy means money, right? And I want you to be wealthy. You want them to be wealthy?
Yeah.
It's like
fantastic.
Oxygen. You need it. We need money to live. But we're talking about the Middle English definition of wealthy. Well-being emotionally, physically, and spiritually.
Yes.
And one of the things we really want to bring home to you today is that we're focusing on the wrong thing. We're focusing on the mental illness issue. Really, we don't have a mental illness issue. That's the downstream event. What we really should be focusing on is upstream. And the upstream event is our brain health. When we learn how to take super good care of our brain health and support all the contributors that help us have good brain health, we won't have the downstream event of anxiety and depression and even suicide, which we're seeing more and more of around the world. Thanks, guys. Our support team.
Good to see everyone.
My mentor, Mark Hyman, Dr. Mark Hyman, says it the best. It's kind of like us mopping up the floor while the sink is overflowing, when in fact, all we need to do is turn off the faucet. And then we won't have to mop up the floor of all this anxiety and depression and even suicide. So that's what we're going to be focusing on here, is helping you work upstream.
Is that upstream thing we always talk about?
Upstream
thing. Hey, what do you say we just have a conversation today in the show? This is like the three of us, you and us. We're sitting around at a cafe having a coffee or a tea or whatever drink you would like, if it's a glass of water, and we're just going to have a friendly conversation. We're going to bring some insight, some inspiration, real talk. We're not going to get fluffy. We're going to have some real talk about life. Because today, this is an excellent topic, I believe, that we're going to bring today, because I don't know if you've noticed, but the world is just busy. We've got so much convenience going on in the world, but yet it is just so busy, so crazy. We're all running around. And Jenna, I was wondering if you could bring up this busy video. Oh, sorry. Sorry to mess you up there, Miss Producer, our beautiful producer. I'm throwing her up, but if you could bring up that busy video, because I just thought this was a great time. I mean, does anybody else feel like this sometimes? Like, look at that. You're just going. I mean, it's causing
That's
me
exactly what it does to
me
me.
to get elevated just by looking at that. So today we're going to be talking about strategies for success in a busy world, because we're not going to deny that the world's crazy. It's gotten busy with all the conveniences. We're just going. But we need to have some strategies around that so we can succeed in like whatever we want to succeed in. So that's what we're going to be talking about today.
And I wanted to add, the reason why we're giving you strategies in a busy world is because we want to help you calm down so that you have boundaries in place to self-care and protect yourself from getting amplified, getting up here. Because when you're up here, that affects all these hormones that make you feel stressed out and unwell and make you sick. We don't want that on our shift.
No.
You're not doing that on our shift. We're teaching you how to calm down during the craziness out there.
Yes. And so we're going to be talking about our number one muscle today. And our number one muscle, not these, but what is your number one muscle? Our number one muscle is our brain. Because our brain controls everything. Right now, when you're seeing, you're listening, you're moving, you're breathing, everything that is going on is controlled by your brain. So when our brain health is not on point, it's not optimal, everything else just gets thrown off. So as we get to talk about these strategies, it's going to be about having our brain health at our optimal levels, strategies we can put in place so that our brain can function optimally. And that helps us to have more success in life in all different areas.
Because I wanted to also add, you're giving me ideas. Sheldon just said, I need more calm. Oh, amen to that.
Amen.
The world needs more calm. You know why? Because if you don't calm down, you're going to be more reactive. And that makes us very, very sick. And we want to let you know that you can learn how to calm down quickly. Like, you got the power, and we want to give you that power with the strategies today.
Yeah.
So are you ready? Do you have a pen and paper?
Yeah.
Let's go!
Got to put that in there. Okay, so let's talk about this first one that we've got.
Did you want to bring up the schedule?
Oh,
that's okay. That's what I'm here for. I got your back, babe.
You got my
I
back.
got your
And
back,
I know our
babe.
producer Jenna's probably got my back too.
Jenna's
I
like-
am so glad you ladies are here to have my back. You'd think I'd know, but hey,
It's okay, babe.
that's why you're there. So let's talk about today's schedule. Now, we're going to be talking about strategies of success in a busy world. Please know that questions and comments are open through all of our talk through social media. So jump on in the conversation. And we want to talk about, why does it matter? Why do we want to have good strategies of success in life? We're going to talk about 7. I don't know if we'll get to 7, but we'll cover as much as we can.
At least 2.
Yeah, at least 2 strategies for success and how to apply them to your life. Stay tuned to make sure you hang around for today's big take home. And later on, when we do our relationship chat today, I'm going to talk about, and I know you'll be joining me in this, is dads and their self-worth. And we'll finish off with some empowerment before we go. So dads and self-worth, please stick around for that one, because it's so important. And as an at-home dad myself, for our 2 daughters, our family, that was so important for me. And I had to work through the process to learn about my self-worth during that time. All right. So
because men are important.
Men are important.
Men are so important. They're pillars in our home, work,
Yes.
the world.
Very important.
So we want to empower our men.
Yeah.
I love our men. I
Right.
do. And you know what? It's because I've learned how to love you so much too.
Oh, thank you.
Really, it's just it's all learning.
We might be touching onto that learning.
Yes,
thing today.
okay.
Okay, so one of the strategies, let's get into this one. This is about finding your resting zone. And what we mean by that is, let's talk about unplug and disconnect. I go back to the Bible on this one.
The good book.
God, the creator of the world, the creator of creator of the universe, worked for 6 days and then took a day off to rest. Now, did he need to? I don't know. But I do know that he was setting an example for us that even if he needed to, then you guys, us as human beings, we need to have at least 1 day a week of rest. For Isabel and I, ours is 36 hours. How did we come to that conclusion?
Because we were a hot basket mess.
Yeah.
We had to learn this the hard way.
And that was also leading up to you in your suicide attempts.
Michael and I were like hamsters, on the wheel for years. And then I tried to take my life twice in 3 days and hit the wall.
Yeah, lost the lack of sleep and everything. Because what we were doing is we were grinding 7 days a week. I mean, maybe sometime toward the end of the weekend, we'd take a couple hours off, but even, we go to church on Sunday, we'd come home, we go at it, and maybe just take a couple hours Sunday night for a break, and then boom, Monday morning, go. And we just thought we've got to keep going, we got to keep grinding, and going to bed late and getting up early and getting minimal hours of sleep, 4 or 5 hours of sleep, and just go. And what we found was, here's the thing. Yes, we were busy. Yes, we were grinding, but we lost total creativity. We weren't gaining any ground. We weren't allowing our brain to rest, which is when that creativity really comes. Because what you will find is when you build in some rest and your brain has a chance to unplug and relax, wow, all of a sudden these amazing ideas, amazing creative things come to you that you can now move forward with. And so for us, sometime around Saturday afternoon, maybe between 3 and 5, boom, that's it. Wherever we're at that point, we've achieved what we're going to achieve for the week. And that till Monday morning, we are off. And by off, I mean off social media. By the way, if you contact us during that time, we don't come back right away. Well, that's what's going on, unless it's an emergency. But with our clients, we're off. And we don't talk business. And
we try not to.
We try not to, but we correct each other on that. If something comes up that needs to be talked about, but we try not to talk any business. It's everything else about life. But it is amazing during that period how much creative ideas come.
And when you come back on board, you're like very powerful and ready to go.
Yes, and we have found
talking
Monday
about
morning,
going.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
But Monday morning, we are so refreshed and ready to go for the week. And we never had that before. We were just, burned out, fried, whatever you want to call it, and it ran us into the ground. So number one strategy, highly suggest you've got to build in every week, some period of time. I'd be talking a minimum of 24 hours where you can unplug, disconnect, get creative. The juices will flow as far as creativity. Your mind has a chance to relax.
And your body has a chance to relax.
Yes. So now we're going to come back after a short break with the next strategy for success. But hopefully you take that away. And during the break, maybe you start to think, how can I build that into my week? I mean, what day of the week? It doesn't have to be Sunday. What day of the week? What time of the week can I build that strategy into my week so I become more creative and less burned out, shall I say? So, hey, if you want to learn more about us, please remember you can go over to doctoronamission.com. We'd love to see you pop on by over there. And then we'll be right back after this short break. Come on back.
Bye.
Hey, I'm Micah McCreary,
And I'm Rich Fry, and welcome to Truex Outdoors,
the ultimate out with us.
as we experience thrilling adventures in hunting and fishing.
From the mountains to the rivers, we'll bring you the most action-packed outdoor experiences.
Watch us now on NGBN TV.
Truex Outdoors.
One week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. In the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers, we're on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Hey, it's AC of AC Sports Live, an interactive sports talk show where your comments are part of the show. Every show we focus on the sports stories of today, with commentary on sports takes, my 2 cents, which is a reaction to my social media feed, Sports Flicks, where we take a look at sports movies and give a quick review. We have a segment called Mental Reps, where we have words of inspiration to help battle the dark side of men's mental health. And then there's the Tender Love Report. Who's being soft or petty in the world of sports? Streaming live on the NGBN TV network, Roku, Amazon Fire, and other social media platforms. All takes are welcome under one condition: say it with your chest. I'll see you there.
Welcome back, you healthy brain enthusiasts, to the MD and Chef Team Show on Doctor on a Mission. So you were saying take a break.
Yeah.
Very important.
Well, and before we launch in, I just want to let you know, there we go. Rubio's got a great question or statement there.
The world would be a much better place if men know it is okay to be a strong, powerful man and to be the rock for their families. Yes, the lack of good fathers is destroying communities. Amen. I totally agree.
Amen, brother.
We
And
both agree
yeah,
with that.
Totally agree with that. And definitely going to talk about that in the dads and self-worth part later on. But that's, yeah, you're right. That's what we need.
And Sheldon just said, yeah, we're so busy being busy and not being productive. I
Yeah.
know. So let's focus on being productive and not
Mhm.
busy. Because you know
Yeah.
what? Busy is so sexy. People constantly ask me, are you busy? Are you busy? And
I
I go, no, I'm productive. I'm productive. And they're
And
like,
they look like,
huh?
oh, what? Yeah, I know. I mean, that's.
And then I explain it and they go, oh, yeah, that makes sense. And I
Yeah,
go, yeah.
yeah.
You don't want to be like everybody else.
It's that badge of honor we get to wear. I'm busy. And it's funny, sometimes people ask me like, oh, how's it going? How's it going? Are you busy? Are you busy? No, I'm not busy. And they go, oh, I'm sorry. What's wrong? And it's like, no, nothing's wrong. I'm just productive, not busy. And they're, huh? What?
Yeah.
Okay. But we're just programmed to be thinking that way. Okay.
By the world.
Yes. Another strategy for success
Drum roll.
is nourishment for the mind. All right. So in the nutrition area, for the mind, we've got to nourish. There's there is, and we'll do this in an upcoming show, but the gut-brain axis is so important. They're basically our gut health and our brain health are talking to each other 24/7. There's a direct communication. So what's going on down there in our digestive system is talking to the brain and making a difference. So nourishment. Do the best you can with the rainbow. Do your best you can to think about how am I eating the rainbow? Am I eating many different colors of fruits and vegetables? Is there a lot of different things that I'm incorporating into what I'm eating. And yes, sometimes seasonally, we can't always do that. Do your best to think, okay, what are some green things I'm having? What are some purples, which have what's called anthocyanins? So things like eggplant or aubergine, however you call it, beetroot.
We
beets,
say aubergine here in New Zealand,
Yeah.
just so you know.
blueberries, red onions, red cabbage, those purpley things, get those. And then what's orange, the different orange and reds, tomatoes, red capsicum, red bell pepper. So think about eating of the rainbow, because each one of those colors represents a different nutrient in those, and a different type of nutrient value that you're getting from each color. Each color has its own value. So it's so important when we talk about this eating the rainbow. It is actually important when we talk about nutrition for the mind and for our digestive system.
Lots of colors.
Yes. Another one I want to bring up is called, what was I was going to say mindful eating.
Oh, yeah.
Another way of saying that would be present, being present.
Or being in the moment.
Being in the moment. You mentioned 24-hour break a week.
Let's see. The edge of greatness. You mentioned a 24-hour break a week. I missed. Does this have to be in a row, or can it be spread out throughout the week? Hey, whatever works for you.
If it needs to be spread out, yeah, but I would suggest against that. I would suggest it's that 24-hour break. And again, I go back to the Bible, where God created the earth in 6 days and took a break. He didn't take a break 3 hours a day or this and that. However, I don't want to say you can't do breaking it up, because if that's the only way you can possibly do it in your week, then do it. But you got to be building in those breaks. But if you can do a 24-hour one, that's optimal. Let's put it that way. Highly suggested. For us, it's a 36 at the end of the week, and we had to work toward that because it was.
That was really hard for me. Oh my God.
Well, it still is at times.
Yeah.
I mean, we finish and then we're like, oh my gosh, that's not everything I want. I mean, it's a discipline, because that Saturday when we decided to take off, or between 3 and 5 p.m., where we're at, our discipline is we're done. I might have things on my list, but they're going to have to wait till Monday, because we've decided, boom, that's it. Now, that wasn't easy. It's still kind of a little bit of a struggle, but we put that boundary up in our life, because we know the great benefits we're getting over the next 36 hours about that resting time, because our creativity during that time is amazing when we're relaxed. I mean, for us, Monday morning, we are sharing so many ideas and thoughts that we couldn't think about all week long. And all of a sudden it's like, boom, boom, boom. We're like, wow, where did that come? Well, we got a chance to rest.
And I want to tell the people over on this side of the screen that you have to put yourself to take the break. This was my big issue. And I think you had a little bit of an issue with this, not as big as mine. Like, I had to prepare myself to take off that 36 hours. So when 5 o'clock came Saturday, I would have to, in my Google Calendar, I have a little note at 5 o'clock, time to sign off. Have your mind and your heart peaceful and ready for rest. Like, I have to remind myself, have your mind and your heart peaceful and ready for rest. Because if not, my brain will keep on going when I'm trying to rest and just calm down and enjoy life, with my husband. And then I also have, Michael has in his Google Calendar that on Saturday at 5 o'clock, he says, do I have everything prepared for Monday morning?
Yes.
Because if he didn't do that, if he didn't know, okay, I know what I need to do on Monday, then on Sunday, he'd be thinking, oh no, I still need to do this. I need to do that. So to help you do that, whatever time it is for you, prepare yourself for rest and peace during your resting time. And also, if you need to have a list of what you need to get done when you come back off your resting time, that might be helpful. Those are things that we've done, right, Ben?
And that was a biggie for me, because Monday morning, then after the break, I would feel so overwhelmed. There's so much to do, so much to do. And okay, so from last week and this week, And so when we sign off, as Isabel explained, that's the last thing we do. We get our minds prepared for Monday morning. Here's our here's what we got to do. And we start to plan it out so we're ready to go. And then we actually do rest that last part of the week. And that didn't just happen.
That was work.
We've worked toward that.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
And you don't have to wait until you're 64 and 66 to do this. You can learn how to do this today.
Start the process.
Okay.
So we're talking about nourishing the mind.
So we're on number 2.
Yeah, nourishing the mind. So the other part about nourishing the mind is restful eating. And what I mean by that is when you are eating, if we rush, which I did for many, many, many years, if we rush through our eating process, number one, understand that digestive process does not start in the stomach, it starts in the mouth. With the chewing and saliva, that starts the process of breaking it down before it moves down into our digestive system and in the gut. We need to start the process by slowing down. If we are eating fast and a bunch of chunks are going down, it's very difficult on the digestive system to start breaking it down. And what happens is we don't have as much nutrients broken down in our food and moving in to our cellular system to be used up. So we have less nutrient value from our food if we're not properly starting, and plus slowing down, taking some deep breaths before we start eating, and allowing that process to just be mindful and relaxing, and using that meal time to be a great time for actually listening, speaking, talking, connecting, using the meal time properly. But again, it's how do you nourish the mind? Again, slowing down and eating and allowing that process to work through you in a nourishing way. And that will actually fuel your body better than just eating.
Oh, just like right there. Just like right there. Do you see how these tips will help you avoid the downstream event of this? Do you know what that is? That's anxiety, you know? So that's what we're doing here. We're going upstream and helping you not have that downstream event. And on top of what Michael was talking about, and you said that so well, hon. Chef.
Well, thank you.
Come on.
Hon, woohoo. No, I am not going to get up and head on out.
No,
we got to do the show.
But I just wanted to say, try this. Try making everything in your mouth a fluid before you swallow. Don't let anything go past this unless it's fluid in your mouth. That's real digestion. Because you know what? When you do that, when you have it fluid in your mouth, then your stomach doesn't have to work so hard. It can just start pulling away the vitamin B, the vitamin K2, the calcium, all the things that it needs for the body. So do the work here. That's why you got teeth.
And saliva's there.
And saliva.
Oh.
What are your thoughts on feeling lazy when you do take a break? Basically having the feeling that you should be doing something instead of not doing anything.
I've got to run with this one. Ruby,
Go!
Fantastic statement, because I'm a what's called the phlegmatic personality, a little more laid back. Yes, I still
little more laid back.
I still had to make sure that I didn't have those thoughts, but it was easier for me. But this young lady is what's called the choleric personality, A-type, whatever you want to call it. Go, go, go. It's been more difficult for you because I know you still struggle at times thinking like, I should be. And I know I get it too. But what we've learned with this process is we've become so much more productive in our 6 days, 5.5 days that we're on. That's 36-hour period now is so serving us so well. But I know for you it's still a struggle.
It's always been a struggle, but now, Rubio, the best thing I can say is I have just learned to put up boundaries. You know, I've put up a boundary of self-care. And I know that word self-care, a lot of guys don't like that, but come on, we got to take responsibility for our health. So that boundary of self-care for me is I want to have peace, and that peace does not come to me, because peace is good medicine. And that peace does not come to me if I'm thinking, I got to go, I should be busy. That's just, you know what? That's just abusing myself. That's psychologically abusing myself. And I choose not to do that anymore.
Yeah.
And that's taken work.
Yeah. And that's not to say we still don't get that feeling on that time off, like I should be doing. But we are doing. What we're doing is being the CEO of our health. Because
Very good.
I'm going to be better next week because I'm doing this. And so it's just changing that mindset a little bit about, this whole thing that we just got to be grinding it out, and I'll sleep when I'm dead and all that kind of stuff.
We'll be talking about that when we get back.
Sleep, we'll be talking about sleep next when we come back after the break. But however, before we go on the break, I do want to talk to everybody about something that we've got that's beautiful over at doctoronamission.com. If you can see this. This is called Smart Eating for Smart Kids, Fueling Your Child's Brain for Success. Now, this is a guidebook I put together. It's on doctoronamission.com. It's a free resource. You can download it. And understanding that our brain isn't fully developed until the age of 25. And it's such an important part for children. And so if you have children, people with children, but it's so important for the kids to develop that good brain health young, because the brain is developing. So obviously it can develop slowly or not fully, or it can really be fueled great. And so in there, I've got some chapters on recipes of good food for brain health, how brain health and food works together, tips for picky eaters, also some.
Do you have some experience with that?
Yeah, I think every parent has tips on picky eaters, or has problems with picky eaters.
You had picky eaters.
So tips for picky eaters and all kind of healthy snack tips and things like that. So you want to grab that guide over at doctoronamission.com. It's a free handout, Smart Eating for Smart Kids, Fueling Your Child's Brain for Success. If you know kids, it's something that should be read to them or with them. All righty, thanks. We'll see you after the break. Coming up about sleep.
1 week after launching our exclusive sneak peek, NGBN TV was live for 3 days of continuous coverage from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas.
NGBN TV is live from Las Vegas for Super Bowl 58.
The one-of-a-kind streaming TV network for men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s was the conversation for the big game about men's mental health. And the world of athletes, celebrities, and influencers were on notice. But we're just getting started with new partnerships announced, like the Team Nike 3-on-3 Championship, and new platforms available to download the NGBN TV app. So, what are you waiting for? Download the app today from your favorite streaming device, or check us out at ngbn.tv. This is NGBN TV.
Does life feel heavy at times? Does it feel like you could use a little more hope and encouragement? Hi, I'm Janine Lindquist, host of The Look Up Show on NGBN TV. Tune in for insights that I'll be sharing to educate, encourage, and empower you to be your best self. You'll find that as you heal from the wounds of your past, that your scars and challenges can be something that propels you forward instead of holding you back. So join me on The Look Up Show as I give you some things to think about and leave you with something to smile about.
I hope you got a healthy brain snack while you were away, because I was watching you. Yes, I was. It's time to buckle in and continue on with the MD and Chef Team show. Let's go. The farmer's rests the ground. The biggest part of the athlete's training is recovery, and in the world of mental well-being.
Yeah, recovery.
Recovery, very good, Ian.
So
Thank
strategies for success in a busy world. Well, what about this sleep thing? I mean, is it important? Shouldn't we just be grinding it out and we can sleep when we're dead? I mean, come on. I mean, I see so many influencers that, talk about being up till 2 a.m., grinding it out and then getting back up at 4 a.m. and hitting it again and 2-3 hours sleep. Come on. I mean, let's get it done. Let's go. I mean,
I did. And guess what happened?
And that's not a good strategy for success in this crazy busy world?
Well, no, it can lead to suicide.
Oh.
Yeah. I was doing that and got very anxious because the business wasn't growing well 10 years ago when we started Doctor on a Mission, and ended up only sleeping 2 to 3 hours every day for 17 straight nights. And by the end of that, I tried to take my life twice over 3 days. So that's where I learned how important it is to sleep. Please don't be like me. Don't believe the lie that we don't need sleep. That's not true. It really isn't. And that's why we're so passionate about sleep. At least I am. And I know you make sure I get good sleep
I'm
too.
definitely passionate about it.
You're like, are you sleeping okay? I'm like,
yeah.
Very good. So sleep.
So a couple strategies.
So when you've been going all day long, guess what? You can calm yourself down to get yourself to sleep. You can take a shower. And do all your, hygiene and brush your teeth and wash your face, and then get into bed and read something positive. Don't read anything scary. Read something positive, or make love, or you sleep. And if you're having troubles falling asleep, here's something that you might want to think about doing. Go on a treasure hunt. Yeah, go on a treasure hunt throughout your day and just think of all the good things that happened to you. Starting from the moment you woke up, go on that treasure hunt, and before you know it, you'll be asleep. Another strategy is breathing. We have the power of getting our body, our nervous system, into the parasympathetic nervous system highway, which is the calm highway. And we can do that immediately with breathing. So if you will, put your hand on your belly. Come on, put your hand on your belly. And I want you to breathe in with your belly going out. That's diaphragmatic breathing. And you want to breathe in through your belly, through your nose. Fill it up. You want to hold it for 4 seconds. And then breathe out through your nose 4 seconds. Then hold for 4 seconds. Then breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Then breathe out for 4 seconds. That's called the 4-second square. So you're breathing in for 4 seconds, holding for 4 seconds, breathing out for 4 seconds, and then breathing in. Okay, and that's the 4-second square. And that helps you get into the calm highway. And those are the two big ones that I use to help me go into la la land.
Awesome.
Plus a couple of supplements, but that'll be on another TV show.
Yeah. Fantastic. So and I just want to on the sleep, because you can go back to past episodes. We did 2 episodes specifically on sleep. There's so much more. What I do want to say on sleep before we leave that, just to let you know that the big thing with sleep is, with the invention of the light bulb, we lost what's called the circadian rhythm. Before light at nighttime, we had the circadian rhythm. When it became sunset, our body understood through the eyes and sight. We realized to the brain, connecting the brain, realized we need to make our melatonin, which is that hormone of the body that tells the brain nighty-night. And then so we go nighty-night, and then in the morning, technical term, nighty-night.
We got kids.
And in the morning, when the sun came up, melatonin went down and we woke up. That was the natural circadian rhythm. But ever since the light bulb, and now with all of the stuff we have going on, there is no natural circadian rhythm at night. So melatonin is not made until the very moment we shut it all down. It goes dark. It's quiet. but that's when we lay our head down. So it takes a while till we actually get into a sleep mode. So we have to help our brain to understand, oh, it's sunset. And that's a whole process that Isabel talks about for over a few hours, especially the last hour, bringing everything down calm, bringing it down so that the brain now starts to create that melatonin and we can get into that sleep mode. So that's the most important thing to understand is we've got to create our own circadian rhythm by the habits that we create before with good sleep hygiene.
So you don't have the downstream event.
Yes.
Yes. It's so important. People just don't know.
Yeah.
Because the world's just saying,
go.
go.
That's what we're doing. We're bringing some insights and hopefully some inspiration. Yeah. We're going to cover one more strategy before we got to go and move on.
Okay.
Yes, I know about that.
Okay.
I'm going to cover one more briefly, but this is really, really important. Isabel and I know this one so much, and we're passionate about it. It's the area of creating connection. In connection, I want to talk about one area, and this is one we're passionate about. It drives us, well, I was going to say it drives us crazy, but it doesn't drive us crazy.
Drives us happy crazy.
Happy crazy.
Yeah. When
you are with someone, whether it's friends, family, spouses, kids, if you're wherever you may be, get off your phone. I'm speaking to you. Get off your phone, connect, get them off their phones and their iPads and whatever it may be. It drives us crazy when, we're out somewhere.
We were out there this morning.
We were out there this morning and there was a couple and they sat there for a half hour, never said a word other than just ate the food and they're on the phone the whole time. I see families all the time where dad, you're with the kids. And everybody's on their phone the whole time. And then you come home and you say, oh, I had time with the kids today. I spent time with them. No, you didn't. You weren't with them. Same thing at home. I know most people watch TV. It can be an okay, good time, but just think, do your best to get off of devices to connect. Connection's about actually listening, speaking, talking, connecting. Let's do our best as far as a strategy in this crazy busy world to connect.
Yeah.
Because us humans naturally, we are built for connection. We are built for love. We're built for warmth in our heart. And when we're not connecting, we're just hanging out. We're not really spending time. So quality time on connection is so, so important, whether it's friends, family, spouses, partners, kids. So important. Do your best to think about, oh, am I actually connecting here or am I just,
And something that's really easy.
I had to learn that with you.
I know. And you learned it very well, babe. You did a great job because Michael, here, we'll go back over here. Jenna. Michael learned that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth. Michael acted like he had 2 mouths and 1/2 of an ear. But now he's really good.
You for that.
Hey, I'm being honest. You've grown.
Honest, yeah. Okay.
You've come
Don't put it all out there, man.
You've come a long way, baby.
Yeah, I was bad at that.
So remember, we got 2 ears, 1 mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, very true.
Thank you, Janine.
Thank you, Janine. And just ask questions.
Yeah.
Just ask questions and listen to people.
And I had to learn to listen to Isabel and not just be like, okay, no. So I've gotten much better at that.
You are so. I used to talk to Michael and tell him, like, listen to me. And he'd be like doing, washing the dishes or cleaning the car. And I'd be like, stop, look at me. And so the best thing you can do is stop what you're doing.
Look at me.
And look at me. Listen to me and ask questions when it's the right time.
All right.
Just say it.
It's time for today's big take home. So in strategies for success in a busy world, we need to build these strategies into our life. It just sounds like, oh yeah, okay, I could try that. I could do this and that. But they are so, so important. Please take it from us as 2 people who had moved along in life. yes, doing some great things, but husband, wife, kids, new entrepreneurs, having jobs, the whole thing. And all we ever heard from society was grind, 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 sleep when you're dead. And we almost had one of us dead by doing that. And I wasn't far behind because my health was going down very, very quickly. I was heading toward diabetes, which I was already 1 foot in. I was heading toward stroke, heart attack, all that kind of stuff as a guy. So we need to build in some of these strategies we've been talking about. Will it happen overnight? Absolutely not. But we need to actually allow ourselves to enjoy life as it is. And so hopefully you have a chance to turn your life into a productive life and an abundant life and not just a busy life.
And it's a discipline. It's a discipline. You just gotta do the work. I always say, that's my new word, Michael says. Oh, discipline. Discipline's a new word for you. Babe, I've had the word discipline in my life all my life, but it's a discipline to take care of yourself.
Yeah. So learn to be productive, abundant, and not just busy. It will serve you amazingly well. All right. We really enjoyed this conversation today, but it's time for a break here at MD and Chef Team.
But wait, there's more.
Well, yes, there is more. But hey, if you want to connect with us on social media for daily inspiration and insights, just look for @Doctor on a Mission. There you go. That's our handle. You'll find us, and we'd love to connect with you on social media. We'll be right back after this break.
Hey, I'm Micah McCreary,
And I'm Rich Fry, and welcome to True X Outdoors.
the ultimate outdoor show.
So come tag along with us as we experience thrilling adventures in hunting and fishing.
From the mountains to the rivers, we'll bring you the most action-packed outdoor experiences.
Watch us now on NGBN TV.
Truex Outdoors.
You're watching the exclusive sneak peek of NGBN TV. Like never before, streaming content for men is now available, with more to come. Join us on this journey as we introduce you to content creators and shows that are here to inspire, educate, entertain, celebrate, and support men in their 40s, 50s, and 60s. We can't do this without you, so please enjoy this sneak peek, but also share it with your friends and family, and help us connect with companies, organizations, brands, or nonprofits who align with our mission to save men's lives. This is the NGBN TV Sneak Peek.
What's up? My name is Chris Rubio, and I'm the host of The Rubio Method on the NGBN TV network.
Focus. Focus up.
Long snapping and life are very, very similar.
We have a great show that's going to educate you, inspire you, and most importantly, entertain you. I say most importantly because that's what I really want to do. And we're just kind of going on this journey together. And I'm going to make sure as we go on this journey together, you're going to have a good time while doing it. So check out The Rubio Method on NGBN TV.
And the NGBN TV network is on a mission, April 6th, to empower over 100,000 men and women to prevent suicide. We call it suicide CPR, suicide prevention CPR. The only way I can imagine this is when Michael was a stay-at-home dad, we had Nikki, our youngest daughter, was 2, and she decided to eat some dog food. And she was choking, and Michael knew the CPR to save her life. When I got home, I still had a daughter. Lucky for you. And so that's what we're going to be doing here on the NGBN TV network. We're going to be empowering over 100,000 men and women on April 6th by Craig Hunnam, who's a Sergeant First Class U.S. Army retired, acclaimed suicide prevention expert, who's going to show us the tools to recognize suicide signs. Like, who doesn't need that? I wish we would have known that.
Yeah, I wish I would have.
Yeah,
yeah.
I know, but you didn't know. But now we are going to find out. Now we are going to. Yes, so it's coming. It's free. It's live. It's April 6th. It's for 2 hours. April 6th. And if you're down below in New Zealand and Australia, it's April 7th. And it's going to be 2 hours on 2 different times. So come join us. let's do this together. We've got to become a united front to help save lives, because we can together.
Well said, my dear.
Thank you.
Such an important, very, very important initiative that's happening. Well, today on our relationship chat, I want to talk about dads and their self-worth. Yes, dads and self-worth. Well, what makes me really, really want to bring this out today, and again, so much more in the future, is myself. I was at-home dad for our two beautiful daughters in the early days of their life. And we had made that decision, just, as a family decision, that I would be the at-home dad. I'd be the full-time parent at home with the girls. But for me, self-worth, I really went through a rough patch with it, because leading up to then, up at that point, I had been an executive chef for about 20 years in country clubs and very large hotels. And I was the man, shall I say, in those organizations. And that was my self-worth. My self-worth was built around me as an executive chef. So now I'm at home doing the at-home dad thing. And when I be out in society, and as you bump into people and they say, oh, what do you do? Well, my response was, and this was for a while, this took me at least a year to get past this. My first response was, oh, I'm an executive chef, and, and I kind of tail off, and they go, oh, where are you chefing at? What establishment? I go, oh, well, not right now. I'm the at-home dad for our daughter, and and you could just tell that I felt no self-worth. I didn't see myself as the at-home dad as far as a worthy part of being a man at that point, as far as being a dad. And I had to learn how that, wow, this is what full-time moms go through, other full-time dads. I mean, I had to learn that my self-worth was really about doing the most important job on the planet. I'm in charge of bringing up new human beings into this society. Now, yes, Isabel's there. She's a supportive mom, but she was the one that was out there in the day. And I've got an important job with these kids. And so I had to find out what was my self-worth as a man. Was it Michael as far as what he is doing now, or is it the chef Michael and that? And so I guess one of the things I want to say with guys is to understand that when you say to somebody, well, who are you? And they say, well, I'm an accountant, or I'm a dishwasher, or I'm whatever. It's not that, well, is your self-worth around your career, or is your self-worth around who you are as a man on this planet? Whether you're married, you're not, you've got kids, you don't, but who are you in your mindset about your self-worth? And don't necessarily hang that on your career, because your career could change. Your career could be taken out from under you. For me, my career changed drastically at that point. And all of a sudden, I had no self-worth. In that first year of being an at-home dad, I can remember many times calling up other chefs in the industry that I knew just to have a chefing chat so I could feel good about myself.
Right.
And yeah, like I said, that took at least a year, where I know in society when somebody said, what do you do? Oh, I'm an at-home dad for our two daughters right now. It's the best thing I've ever done in my life. It's the most important thing I've ever done in my life besides marrying my wife. That
I didn't pay him to say that.
That took a while to get there. So I guess I want to say with dads is right now is, if you are a dad, then build your self-worth around that, because that the importance of that is so amazing. And what used to drive me crazy, and I said this to you all the time, hon, was how men were being portrayed in TV shows and movies. I don't know if you've taken notice of that, but I just so noticed that when I got out there. Let me know if I need to respond.
Sure.
But what I noticed so much once I got into this vein of starting to understand that my self-worth was about Michael as a man, was that when TV shows and movies, I really noticed that, and maybe you've noticed that the dad was always like the goofy, dumb guy of the family. Oh, everybody loved him, but he was just a goofball. He wasn't like the strong person of the family. The woman was always the strongest, and that's fantastic, but both should be. And in Hollywood and movies, TV shows, whatever it was, I just noticed that dad was always just a goofball, and he was kind of the wimp, and it was nice to have him around, but then things needed to get done, and it was important, and this and that. It was always mom. And that just bothered me, because I thought, well, wait a second, where are we losing this concept that dads are pillar? They're important. They mean a lot, and they need to have their strength, and not strength, muscle strength, but yet their
character
strength, their integrity, their self-worth was strong. And that became such an important part of my life to get out there. And I formed an at-home dad, and we had the Colorado Western Slope chapter of at-home dads, because believe it or not, found about 6 guys in my area that were in the same shoes, and we all thought we were the only ones. And through finding some different play groups, all of a sudden there was about 6 of us, and man, did we have some fun. Every week we went out on a dads and kids kind of field trip. In the wintertime, it was something in the snow. In the summertime, it'd be swimming pools or hiking, and we visited fire stations, which I know Chevy would love. We used to visit fire stations with the kids and do stuff, and we do educational stuff, go to museums. And because dads were different than moms. Dads did crazier things.
Yeah, that's what the cool thing is. And Chevy had just said in a comment, thank you, Chevy, for that. Wouldn't it be great to go back and do the things we know now to do as parents, But that's the beauty of perspective.
Yeah.
It's 2020.
But wisdom is learning the stuff we've gone
I'm sorry, nasty. That was nasty. Sorry, nasty.
Wisdom, is learning the stuff we've gone through and apply them going forward. Yeah. That comment had been from Sheldon. Yeah.
Sheldon, who's nasty. But not nasty.
Not nasty.
But we call him nasty.
He's a nasty, lovely guy.
Just like they call Michael and I Doc and Chef.
Yeah.
Nasty, not Chevy. Sorry, Sheldon. Good. I'm glad you're laughing, Sheldon.
Yeah.
I'm glad you're laughing.
Well, hey, thank you so much for joining us today at the MD and Chef Team Show. And just keep in mind, if you want to learn more about us, all you need to do is go over to doctoronamission.com. Well, that's at Doctor on a Mission, but at doctoronamission.com, you can find out more about us. And on there, you can find out resources, coaching, things we do. There's a lot of great stuff there for you, and freebies that you can tie into. And for daily insights and inspiration, just look for us on your social media platforms at Doctor on a Mission. We'd love to connect with you. Drop us a direct message, and we will respond. Yes, we read all the comments, and we do respond. Thank you so much for being here with us on the MD and Chef Team Show.
That was very good, babe. Thank you for that. That was a great talk. And remember, you were born to be a blessing. Yes, you were.